How's everybody? How's everybody doing? I always wished I learned to play. Oh, Connor, I'll teach you. Stay on the channel. I'll teach you. I'm self-taught, so I can show you what I did. Straight facts. How are you today? Yo, what's up, brother? I'm doing pretty good. A little bit tired. Had a late night with family. Not doing bad activities. Yeah, if you want to learn to play some music, man, let me get my coffee. Can creatine cause facial bloat? Great question. So it can. If you take a lot of creatine, and so creatine's great for the brain, actually. Studies have shown that the brain uses phosphate. But if you take creatine, you drink a lot of water, and you eat a lot of carbohydrates, you're gonna hold some water. So remember, 1 gram of carbohydrates holds 3 molecules of water. So when people go super low carb and they're losing this weight, they're just dropping water. Creatine is amazing. Let's just write a song about creatine. It gives you gains. Let's make a fun song about creatine. Oh, I knew a girl named Creatine. She gave me some pain. Creatine. I'm actually working on the song I'm writing. Tell me if you know, if you like it. But yeah, guys, learn the circle of fifths. Here, I'll show you something. I wrote this, so. As a Korean, I was wondering, do other people in countries also take supplements? Yes, they do. But creatine is not just for muscles. Creatine is also for the brain. So if you are sleep deprived, and you do high stressful mental activities, creatine will actually help you. It will. Hi, Yashiro. Straight facts. Yes, Canada. Yes, Canada. There we go. Hi. Where is my person who was talking about music? Yeah, let me, again, I'm self-taught, so, you know, you can play stuff like, or you play stuff like, messed up with my left hand, but it's kind of one of those things like, you know, you can play music like Ed Sheeran's Perfect. I found a love for me, darling, just swim right up, na 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 na. Or you can take that, right? I actually don't know Interstellar off the top of my head. I could learn it if I wanted to. But I like to take like the Ed Sheeran and then I'll make my own version of it in my own song. So it's kind of like I would do something like, Hey, what's up? Suxis, play Interstellar, wish I could. Everybody keeps saying that. In the future, I need to learn that. I've never played Minecraft. I don't even know what type of music is in Minecraft. Never played Minecraft. Guys, if you're coming to the channel, I'm not taking song requests. What I'm doing is I'm doing music therapy. So I'm just playing some music and talking to you guys, trying to shine a little bit of light, make your day a little bit better. So, yeah, I've actually never played Minecraft in my life. Although sometimes some of the young guys will come on here and they'll say my music sounds like it. Some people say I have ADHD. Do I have ADHD? Maybe. Let's see. Supposedly I have ADHD. I don't watch many movies. Yeah, I don't really read a lot. I try to read. I do business. I go to play chopsticks. I think I might know some of that. I think I maybe. I don't know, there's something Asian-y. I'm new here, and this is my first time seeing this channel. Oh, well, thank you. I don't really consider myself, I don't really consider myself talented on piano, but I appreciate the compliment. For that, I'll play a little bit. It's meant me like... There we go. Farts in the chat. Okay. Oh, I need to learn Moonlight Sonata. I know one day I was playing. I don't even know. One day I was playing a chord and I was like, I think that's the part of Moonlit Sonata. And I can't really hear a lot of music in my head, but sometimes I'll hear something and I'll try to play it, but I'm not really that good at it. When I was in the Navy, I shot some guns down range and my hearing's not that good. So my hearing is always buzzing in my ears. So I've got some hearing damage for what it is. I see it's... I just like to hit the piano. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah. But now we're not in the service anymore. So, you're more talented than me. You're really good at piano, though. Don't belittle yourself. Oh, well, thank you, Shave. Well, I'm not really belittling myself, I don't think. I don't see myself as a good piano player. That's not what I see myself as. But I love it when people give me the compliments. I wish I could see myself, because I've met people who really play piano, and in their presence, I feel like like a pawn in a game of chess. But the pawn can sometimes get to the end of the board and become a king or a queen. So maybe one day I'll get there. Can I play some African music? I wish. I think all music comes from Africa, right? I'm from the United States. I'm from Georgia. A Music Bank TV. Can you give me a chord or something? Because most of what I play is just what I feel like. Some pop, some rock. I'm working on a new piece that I just wrote earlier, like today. I can play that. But if you give me some chords, then I can try. Come on, baby, light my fire. No, that's a good one, though. So Ozzy Osbourne died, and I was working on this. Mama, I'm coming home. I don't really learn a lot of music. I kind of see patterns. My brother is a professional musician. Maple Leaf Rag. Play a C major? Yeah, of course. C major. These are all the C majors I know, all the combos. All this is C major. That's every combination of C major that I know. I know this one. I'm just going off the top of my head. Not too bad. I made that up. Coach Chris, that's me, your favorite coach and entrepreneur, your favorite ADHD piano playing guy who decided to go live on YouTube to say hey to the world. Did you end up having the gentleman on your live stream? No, Kyle. There is a gentleman that I met at the grocery store, and he's 71 years old. Now listen to this. He's 71 years old, and, I talk to people when I go outside because I'm a human being, I guess. And he was bagging my groceries, and I was like, hey, how are you doing, brother? And we started talking. Ed Sheeran's perfect. That is a chord progression I know. It is a G, E, C, D, 5, 3, 1, 2. Yes, I will. Yes. So I got his phone number. He got hit by a car, not that day, but in the past. He got hit by a car, was pronounced dead, came back to life, and I want to get his story. I'm gonna go up there when next time he's off. I called him on his flip phone and he didn't call me back. But sometime this week, I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna interview him live. So would you guys like to, let me ask you guys, for the viewers that come into a channel, would you like it if I just went live, had this elderly guy and had a conversation with him, and I asked him if he would do this. He said yes. Just have him tell. What is his numbers? I'm not going to tell you his phone number, brother. I'm not going to do that. No, that's personal. But I thought it would be really cool to, yeah, you see, I think it would be a great idea, because how often do you meet someone who gets hit by a car, gets pronounced dead, then somehow comes back to life? I wanted to capture that, and if the video went viral, any money I made from it, I would just give to him. You know what I mean? It's because it's like, he's an elder. He's like 70 years old, dude. Anyways, Ed Sheeran's perfect. Let's see. Just the chorus. Yeah, Sheev, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for stopping by, brother. I don't drink. I'm sober, guys. If you're new to the channel, one of the things that I talk about is sobriety. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I teach that. What this is a sports coffee. Kyle, yes it is. It's sports coffee. And this is a protein smoothie before I go to the gym. Frozen bananas, protein, creatine, and some PB2 powder. Now, guys, if you need to stop smoking. Yes, you do, Andrea. Absolutely. Be the best thing you ever did in your life. If you're new to my channel, some of the things that I talk about, I like to play the piano. That's just something that I enjoy. In this world with all the chaos and everyone being mean sometimes, it's just, nothing makes me better than to sit down and go, I can just wake up and do this, my life is good. Because I went through a phase in my life where I was very, okay, Sunday is your routine. I train legs every day. I think, Kyle, I think if you want to be better at squatting every day is great, but you have to make sure you pay attention to frequency, intensity, and volume. If you're doing a lot of volume and a lot of intensity, you can't squat every day because you'll need to recover. If you're doing a little bit of volume and practicing the skill to get better, you'll get better at squatting. But remember, strength is neurological. Okay, well, Kyle, I'm familiar with Bulgarian style training. I think okay, let me ask you this. If your goal is to get better at squatting and you squat every day and you slowly add more weight, and you notice that you're getting stronger, keep doing it. What's up, GOAT? Also broke the world record. I don't know what world record you broke, but I don't know if I've ever had a world record brother holding in here, but that's good. Yeah, Bulgarian style's good, but you gotta train for your goal. If I was trying to build the most amount of muscle, I would not train Bulgarian. Oh, but if you're squatting and you broke a world record, good for you. Single wheel squats and kettlebells, I don't lift over 225. Okay. Well, the thing is, depending on your max squat, you said I won 2 world championships in squatting. Well, that's cool. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, we talk about, I am a certified strength conditioning coach, right? Back before my injury, I had a 725 deadlift at 300 pounds. Now I'm about 225, 230. Now I do more coaching and I do more mobility stuff. I'm a little bit older. You said my max was 413 kilograms. Kyle, how big are you? 413 kilograms, Scott. Okay, you're 310 pounds. Okay, that's a hell of a squat. I think my best squat back in the day was like 500. I'm 6'4", so my legs and my femurs, if you know anything about lifting, I have to hinge and low bar squat. But after my back injury, I don't go squatting heavy anymore. My body can't handle it. You know what I mean? What is this? I was 60 kilograms and squatted 260. How tall are you, Nathan? He said, I don't want to gain muscle yet. I want to lose 25 as well. Yeah. So Andrea, so the thing is you have to train for your goal. A lot of that comes down to diet, so understand nutrition. It's always good to build muscle. The more muscle you have, the better your BMR. 5'3", well, you're built to squat. I trained Bulgarian at a very young age, was a big boy. I'm not that big anymore. I lost 110 pounds. That's a lot of weight. So I was also a pro MMA fighter. Well, that's cool. 5'3". Sometimes I think people are messing with me, and then sometimes they're telling the truth. I have no idea, but that's okay. 6'2", 210, that's a big boy. That's a big boy. So here's the thing. If you're training every day for one movement, you're not going to build as much muscle as you would as if you would train it every 3 to 4 days or every 7 days, depending on your volume intensity. But not everyone's trying to build muscle. Just because you build muscle doesn't mean you're strong. So it all depends on your goal and why you train. But if you're trying to lose weight, I actually recommend full body workouts like every other day, and then focus on your nutrition and do a 40-40-20 split when it comes to your nutrition. 40% protein, 40% carb, 20% fat, and do that in a calorie deficit. Do a calorie deficit, right? Take your body weight, multiply it times 10, multiply your body weight times 15, and then multiply your body weight times 20. When you want to lose weight, multiply your body weight times 10. When you want to keep it the same, body weight times 15. And when you want to bulk, body weight times 20. Oh, baby, that's how it works. Now, everybody's a little bit different. Everybody's a little bit different. Listen, where else are you gonna house Moving Castle? I don't know that one. Thank you, They Piano. Where else are you gonna get diet and nutrition tips with a little bit of classic jazz added in an improv ADHD? Listen, guys, where else are you gonna get them? Gotta get them calorie deficits. Yeah, that's what you gotta do, baby. Yeah. Listen, guys, that's my, let's tell a story of a jazz guy, yeah. Just because you haven't accomplished anything in life? Oh, that's so mean. Are you talking to me? I've done lots of stuff in my life, brother. Hopefully you're talking to them. Oh, I don't remember fur release off the top of my head. I remember. I just don't remember it because, a lot of times I'm making up songs. Like, for example, somebody wanted to play Ed Sheeran earlier. I just know this chord progression because it's a 5, 3, 1, 2. like something like that. I don't know. I guess I have ADHD, and I just learn a little pattern, and I try to play it as many ways as I can to stay sane. Stairway to Heaven. I don't know any Conway West, and I can't even think about Stairway to Heaven off the top of my head. I'm sorry, guys. But I was playing with Ozzy Osbourne's Dreamer. Mama, I'm coming home. Yeah, I'm doing the bass now. Same thing from the right hand, but then you invert it to the left. Something like that. Good full body program. A world championship isn't that impressive anymore. Program A. Try being the keyword. I don't know what that means. Toes Trucking. Hey, welcome back, Toes. Okay, so, oh my gosh, A add 6. Oh my goodness. Try the pattern for O Curiosette. So it's a 7, 7, add 6, 7, 7. Now you're putting Roman numerals. Music's trying to help me out here. Oh, do the basic pattern for O key Syrah. So that's an I major 7. You see, I see it differently. I taught myself piano. I was trying to say I do the Murph workout. Hey, Kyle, the Murph is a great, Murph. Shout out at Operation Red Wing, right? I think it's Red Wing. Murph, Lieutenant Murphy. I actually got to meet him back in the day. No joke. Murph came to our base at Special Boat Team 22 when I was a combat service support, just an LS, but I was with the team. Yeah, shout out to all that. Murph. I was thinking Dan Murphy, Mike Murphy. I'm trying to think. Man, my brain's not as good as it used to be. But guys, when I was in the Navy, I was in the Navy for 10 years. So this is my Navy stuff right here. So there we go. 1776, baby. That's the office. Toes Trucking. I can't stong. I have to work. I'm just on a break. All right, Toe. Well, what you want to say today since Toe? Toe. I'm going to play a song for Toe because he's one of the guys that come in, and one day he may be one of my moderators because he's been a faithful fan. Yeah, Toe's always nice. Actually, I'm going to do that. I made you a moderator, Toe, because you've come into a few of my videos and you've been pretty cool with people. So, someone asked for Ed Sheeran. Oh, there was another one someone said. It was Ed Sheeran. Oh, John Legend, I know of one of those. Dun, dun. You gotta forgive me. I'm very self-conscious about singing when I play. Dun, dun, dun. How many times do I have to tell you? Even when you're crying, you're beautiful too. You got my head spinning, no kidding. I can't bring you down. actually quite difficult. So now let's make our own song with this based on the comment section. So guys, what do you want to talk about today? I'm listening to what you will say. Hell yeah. Okay. Something like that. I'm not alive, I'm not alive, I'm not alive. Ghost, what's up, brother? Why are you spamming my chat? I appreciate all the comments. You're number 2 now, but hold off on the spam, brother. Hold off on the spam. I can't read everyone's comments when you do that. But thanks for the chats. Yeah, mental health song topic. So I try to do my best to talk about mental health, overcoming depression, overcoming suicidal thoughts with you guys. Why? Well, it's pretty simple, guys. Why do I talk about mental health? There was a time in my life, life was very bad. Tragedy struck. Trucking. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Hopefully I gave you a little bit of time on your break to pick yourself up. Shout out to Toes Truckin'. Shout out to Toes Truckin'. He's gonna get luckin'. And maybe if he was a duck, he'd be plucking, but I don't know. I'm just trying to say something. I appreciate you, Toe. You're always nice in the chat. That's why I made you a moderator, and that's a straight fact. Oh, she said she, about I thought it was he, because sometimes I lose my mind, but that's okay, I'm not perfect and that's fine. One thing about life is you gotta embrace yourself. You better realize you're gonna make some mistakes on yourself, so the best thing to do for yourself is to love yourself, and the quicker you do that, the quicker things will work out. I know it's not easy, I didn't say it was easy, I said it's hard. Making up a song. I don't even know what notes I'm about to play. That's all right. Let's do it. E, 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 D, 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 D. You are loved regardless of your negativity. Negativity. That's all right. He does look like he coaches them, though. stop by and chat. I'm paying attention to you, I promise you that. I can't guarantee that it will be an easy journey, but I promise you I'll listen, and that's what I'll offer. I'll give you a word, I'll give you some advice. I'll try to teach you not to be too nice. The world will try to destroy everything you build, but that's okay. You can just chill. You know, it's just about that, you know. You said your tats are awesome. Thank you. I do enjoy my tats. No more tats though. We've got this one, and I'm a dragon. Guys, a long time ago I died and I reincarnated back into the world as a dragon. So that is why I have that tool. I was having a really rough day. This man fixed it. Well, thanks, Kyle. That's why I do it, man. We all have those days, man. You know, we all have those days where it feels like, you know, the world's caving in. There's so much stress. You have to pay bills. You have to do all this. And yeah, that's what it's about, man. You know, it's amazing that some people get on these videos to me and they'll say, wow, my day's better now. And I'm just like, wow, that's insane. I can't really explain it. That keeps me going. You guys keep me going. Even the trolls that say I'm ugly. What keeps you motivated? Patrick, that's a great question. You know, I'd like to dive into that subject. You ask me what keeps me motivated. So I don't like the word motivated, okay? I use it sometimes, but let's be real, okay? Let's have a good chat now. So what keeps me motivated? I don't like the word motivation, okay? And let me tell you why. No, I am a consistent, disciplined man, okay? So when you are relying on motivation, what you're relying on is a feeling and an emotion. And you're not gonna be happy all the time. So motivation is short-term, right? But I am consistent and disciplined. Being consistent and having discipline to do the same things over and over again each day, even when you don't want to do them. I aim to be consistent and disciplined, and I do things whether I want to do them or not. And that is what helps me, right? So the thing is, if you're motivated right now, you may get something done. But if you wake up in the morning, you may not be motivated. So what are you going to do? You're just not going to do, right? For real, you can't make more actions based on, yeah, Jocko. Jocko's a great example. You know, Jocko's a great example. You know, it's like here in a little bit, I'm going to go to the gym, which I don't really feel like doing, but I'm going to do it anyways because I like how I feel after I train. Then I'm going to get back and I've got a 6-hour course to do online for my business and I've got to go through contracts. So I'm going to probably be up till about midnight tonight. Do I feel like doing that? Absolutely not. But what makes me do that? I know that, think about it like this. You have a future version of yourself that is just sitting there. The future version of yourself is just sitting there in the future waiting for you to get there. The future version of yourself. Motivation is a decision. Hunger and thirst are better examples. You got to be hungry. Absolutely, Kyle. You got to be hungry. Your future self is waiting on you. And you need to be ready to see your future self. Your future self is successful, strong, overcoming, but you cannot let your future self down. You have an appointment with your future self, and your decisions that you do today are going to dictate your future self. So when you think about your parents, see, this is what gives, I think inspiration is good. I draw inspiration from people that encourage me to stay consistent and disciplined in what I do. For example, my mother had me when she was 15 years old. I have a 15-year-old mother. Okay, so my mother had me when she was a kid. I saw my mom work herself to death as a child, and that inspires me to not give up. So I'm like, okay, no matter how bad it is, I didn't have a kid at 15, and she created a business and became very wealthy. I grew up working around animals and all this stuff. I'm not doing too hot, to be honest. Brendan, that's okay. Coach Chris inspired my day. I appreciate you, Kyle. Keep coming to the channels and maybe I'll make you a moderator. I just have to fill you out a little bit more. But yeah, my ex knocked at my bedroom room and he decided to just jump into my bed saying he was high on a gummy and that I am responsible to take care of him. He woke me up. Yeah, Andrea, I think that if you're in a relationship with someone, you have to be careful who you engage with. Look, I'm not going to judge anyone on their decisions. Yeah, so it's like this. You'll be best if you engage with someone who doesn't do recreational drugs, they don't drink, they don't smoke, and they dedicate themselves to success. That would be my best advice. Now, you can think I'm crazy, you can think I'm too conservative, but you will feel better if you don't drink and you don't smoke. That is my opinion. Instead of doing that, take that time to read books, go to the gym, learn about yourself, and you'll be amazed at how your body will feel. You'll have more energy and believe in something that's better than you. I'm a tough pill to chew. I'm not here to become someone. I'm here to the free premium therapy. Oh, well, cool, man. I appreciate that. That's why we're here, brother. Drugs is the quickest demotivator, in my opinion, being an addict. Well, Patrick, I'm sober now, so I had to get sober, so I know very well. Here's the problem with drugs. And now some people can drink on the weekend and go out to social events. Look, I'm not saying if you work hard and you're successful and you want to go out with some friends or have a celebration, have a cigar and a drink, I get it, do that. But for me, I don't engage in that. And a lot of my friends look up to me for that. They're like, I want Chris around because I know Chris is going to stay sober, he's strong, he's smart, and I'm that guy in the group that people can depend on. And that builds a certain level of respect. A man will respect another man for his actions and his ability to contribute to a group. Can't speak for women because I'm not a woman, but in a social circle, when you have certain characteristics that other men like, you typically draw those men in your circle. And every man needs a strong circle. How many days do you still count? What's your side of the street look like? Oh, so my drug of choice back in the day, I did a lot of alcohol, and I would do nothing like hardcore, but I would do a lot of the very potent, because I lived in California for a few years, right, before I moved back to the South. I would take those really extreme cartridges that were in a vape pen, not marijuana like a bowl or something, but I would take the cartridge pens, which were about $50 each, pharmaceutical grade, which is like the best of the best that you could get. And I would smoke 3 of those a day. So imagine that. That cartridge usually lasts someone a couple weeks. I'd smoke 2 or 3 in a day. I would smoke so much that I started coughing up blood. For 1 year, my throat got so bad, and I would cough up blood in the sink and still smoke. I went to the doctor, and they thought I was gonna have lung cancer. I smoked a lot of cigarettes when I was in Afghanistan. Those packs of Marlboro Reds, I smoked 1 or 2 packs of those a day. And I did it because I couldn't face reality. I didn't love myself. I came from a really tough upbringing. I didn't love myself, and I went through a really tough time. And what I realized was I wanted to become the best version of myself. So to become the best version of myself, I decided I'm gonna stop smoking, I'm gonna stop drinking, I'm gonna stop looking at pornography, I'm gonna get rid of everything that's pulling me down, and I'm going to do my best to conquer this world and become unstoppable. And it was that mindset shift. I am a veteran, right? I was part of Operation Enduring Freedom. I'm a veteran. So that's just kind of what we did in 2005 to 2010. And then I spent 3 years in Japan, and then I got out for business. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. None of your business. Thank you for that. Patrick, thank you for that. The random amount of minutes on the difference between me and being there. Yeah, I appreciate that, Vic. So yeah, so when I come to these channels, sometimes we talk about business. Sometimes we talk about entrepreneurship, mindset. It's all the same stuff, guys. It's all convincing yourself. Jordan Belfort If you don't know, Wolf of Wall Street, he has a sales book, The Straight Line System. He has a quote that I read one time, and I love it. And I am going to cuss. I'm trying to cuss less. But he says, the only thing standing between you and your dream is the bullshit you keep telling yourself inside your own head. And I think we all have this internal monologue where we talk about ourselves, because in this world, when you do anything that is great or try to become better, if your social group isn't inspiring you and you're hearing a lot of negative feedback, you get these negative feedback loops in your head. These negative feedback loops affect you in so many ways, and we're unconscious about it. Mindset, can you sell me a pen? Yes, exactly. But Kyle, listen, the question is, so Kyle, how long have you been in the market for a pen? Remember, don't sell anything to someone that doesn't need it. You got to make sure that someone's looking and interested in what you have. That's why you qualify them. Don't waste your time trying to sell something to someone who's not interested. That's the first rule of sales. Then do a good value proposition, right? My wife calls me that. I'm Belgert. It's not a toll model. I don't know what you're saying, El Guapo. Jordan Belfort can sell you an ink pen for $1 million. Well, it depends. I mean, look. If someone is in the market for something and you have it and you identify that they're willing to pay to get what is going to service them, why would you not be able to sell? Yeah, you can't sell anything to anyone. Absolutely. Selling anything to anyone is the dumbest phrase ever. And, I would say they don't have to be ready to buy, but they have to be, okay, if you say ready to buy, I would say they need to be in the market looking. Because if someone is in the market looking and you want to say that's ready to buy, cool. But if someone's in the market and they're thinking, I'm not ready to buy, you can convince them to buy from you if you can really figure out what they're looking for and give them a good value and explain the features and benefits, but really focus on the benefits, not the features. Like, hey, this is a cup. It's a plastic cup. It's got a circle. It holds a smoothie. It even comes with a straw. It has this. Who cares about all these features? Pharma. Hey, thanks for coming up. Hey, Shishishi Pharma, thanks for stopping in. You have a great day. God bless you. So when it comes to this, like this cup, you need to know everything about the customer in order to understand what they need as a benefit. And then based on their budget, you give them the best offer, and then you put your commission into that. But I will say one thing, guys, and this will be, I guess you guys are enjoying a sell talk. Y'all kind of got me in it. What's the ink pen company? Montblanc? Try to sell those who need and desire the best. Exactly. I mean, it's like this, Kyle. It's like, you're looking for a pen that's, and nowadays it's a little bit different because people do things digital. But I know for a fact, Kyle, Kyle, when it comes to sign a deal, having a nice pen. By the way, I'll show you my pen. ADHD is kicking in before the gym. I look a little rough this morning, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'll show you my pen that I do my deals with. I have a hand-carved custom ink pen from a Navy veteran that I bought from, and I'm a top producer over here, just so you know. This is my pen, right? My pen I got, oh man, look at that. I ate some carbs last night, and now the muscles are popping. I went 4 days no carbs, and now I'm, whoo. That's a lot of work, guys. I know, I'm natural. I ain't like a steroid collie. But check it out. This pen is from an Air Force veteran, handcrafted, a 25-year E9 in the Air Force, handcrafted this from the strongest wood in Naples, Italy. And the sole purpose of this pen is for me to sign my deals and my contracts. It is made with a unique ball, a coil spring, and it is 100% effective. I paid about $100 for this pen, right? And what I do is when I have my dream board over here, first off, nobody cares, work harder. When I have my numbers and I write down my goals, my pen stays right here. So I'm a big believer. Yeah, he was an E9 in the Air Force. I was in the Navy, so I can't quite remember what an E9 is. I could Google it, right? But I take this pen and I write down all my goals, all my metrics. What's up, platypus? Platypus, do you glow in the dark? Right? So, and this is my office, guys. So just so you know, when I do my business, this is where I do my business, and this is my bookshelf. This is my bed. So I either work, sleep, or go to the gym, or I'm reading, like over here. And this is my assistant. This is my dog. I haven't named him yet, right? Also a good product for all you guys, Alpha Brain. If you have ADHD like me, Alpha Brain and ashwagandha before bed. I'm a big fan of this. GABA L-theanine helps you sleep, helps get that nervous system going. Yeah. How do you keep yourself from falling into old habits such as staying indoors? Okay, that's a great question. None of your business. It's easy to fall into old habits. Okay, it's Chief Master Sergeant. Yeah, so he was a Chief Master Sergeant. Thanks for that, Kyle. Nice. Is that a taxiderm dog? None of your business. I'm getting back to your question. No. My grandparents died of COVID in 2020. I've had 9 deaths in the family in the last 2 years. 9 people have died. And my uncle was a serial killer, which kind of sucks. No, this was in their office, and I took it when they died to put it in my office because, yeah. Joe Dispenza. Why does that name sound familiar? I'm drawing a blank on that. I feel like I've heard that name. I'd have to look it up. Guys, a lot of things that I don't remember anymore, I just go to Google or something and I figure it out. So Joe Dispenza, I'm trying to think. Oh, I've heard of him. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So getting back to none of your business's question, how do you get yourself from doing over habits? Okay, you have to get comfortable in doing things you don't want to do. For example, every day, some people like to do a cold shower. Nobody likes a cold shower. It sucks. But if you get up and you do one, it forces you. That's great, Roman. And that's great because he's using science. Keep doing that. Do things that you don't want to do until you can smile when you're under stress. Get to where, here's the thing, you tell yourself that when you feel like not doing something, you do something that you don't want to do, and the competitive repetitiveness of that will, David Goggins talks about this. You have this little part of your brain, and the more discipline of doing things you don't want to do, it trains your mind. It's like a muscle. I got to go pee real quick. I'll be right back. Until then, here. You can talk to him with my flower. I'll be right back. But if you guys can hear me, you got to do things you don't want to do. Because if you're always isolating yourself, that's the habit that you're getting used to. So what you need to do is you need to get into other habits to where you're not isolating yourself. All right, we're almost back, guys. I had to go pee real quick. And we're back. So, what do we got here? Wow, thank you. I forgot about David Goggins. You have a great point. Yeah, David Goggins is a really good example. He was talking with Andrew Huberman. Yeah, caffeine. I mean, okay, I'll say this. I say I don't do drugs anymore, and I don't, but caffeine is technically a drug. Caffeine is the truth. I do like caffeine. As I get me another sports coffee. Guys, I'm going to get another sports coffee because I've got a case of about 60 of them. And give back. You want to give back to your community. right? And focus on nutrition. I show people my fridge all the time. Look, no junk, yogurt, milk, almond milk, eggs. I get lots of eggs. Eggs, hydration, right? When it comes to food, chicken, steak, whole foods, no alcohol. That's what I'm saying. Take care of yourself. I was talking to your friend, the plant. Nice. What did you and the plant talk about? Were y'all talking about planting seeds? Planting seeds for growth, baby? Also, shout out to your boy. Am I looking in shape this year? I'm doing my best to try to stay strong. You know what I'm saying? You gotta remember, guys, I'm almost 40 years old. I'm almost 40 years old, guys. I'm not a young buck anymore. I'm getting older. I need all that, but how much do you spend on groceries? So actually, I can get away with $100 a week. And that's eating a lot of food. And I also cook for one of my relatives. So one of my relatives, I cook food for them because they're kind of having a hard time. So I can get away with $50 to $100 a week buying bulk eggs, bulk rice, bulk split chicken, and then because we live near farms, I go to the local farms and I'm always picking up. Like I can get 60 eggs for probably, I don't know, 10, 15 bucks. So if you live in an area with local farmers, go to your local farmers and go and get in bulk. A lot of eggs. If you eat a lot of eggs, you will get in shape. And then you can add in chickens and steaks in here. But these arms right here, my 18-inch arms, and I started with 11, so I put 7 inches on my arms in the last 10 years, right? Was mostly from eggs. Support your local farmers, guys. Your local farmers, they are where you're gonna save money on food. I'm telling you, and when it comes to candy, eat fruit. You know, if you wanna get lean, carb cycle. Like you can go through periods where you eat nothing but eggs, and cottage cheese and tuna fish for 3 or 4 days in a row, and then load up on carbs on the 4th or 5th day. That's a great way to lose fat, drop water weight. But if you're training every day, just eat carbs every day. Eggs, some protein shakes with like some frozen bananas, right? Yeah, chicken and steak. There you go. What we got here? Exactly, fruit is candy. Absolutely, yeah. So fruit is your candy. So apples, bananas, right? And I'll tell you this, the best supplement you can use. Welcome to the magic supplement drawer. Nah, here's what's up. A lot of the supplements I get, people give them to me for free. I'm very blessed, right? But, let me see here. So right here, you have a little pooch, washboard belly. Just monitor your monitor your calorie intake and do full body workouts. So I have a collagen supplement, right? Collagen peptides. This is good for your ligament, hair, and nails. Creatine is great. And then I'll sip on amino acids. Instead of drinking sodas and stuff, what I'll do is I'll take amino acids and I'll sip on amino acids throughout the day, especially if I'm not eating a lot of food, so then I won't be catabolic. And creatine, guys. Creatine. Okay, if you are physically exhausting your body and you're using your brain, Herbalife? Where do you see Herbalife? Do I have any Herbalife in here? Brother, where do you see any Herbalife? Oh, okay, I was like, what you talking about? I know people who are in that business, whatever. I'm not a big supplement guy. But I have a lot of stuff people give me for free. I have real food, right? Real food. Check it out, brother. Food, right? Veggies, steak, peanut butter, rice, honey. You want a pre-workout? Honey. Before you go to the gym, eat honey. Carbohydrates, rice, peanut butter. I have a 10-jar thing of peanut butter, right? Oh, welcome back, Shashi. Shashi, shashai, shashi. But here's an interesting study, guys. Creatine is going to give you phosphate energy reserves. Your brain needs phosphate energy to function, right? Yeah, see, yeah, so if you're not eating a lot of red meat and you start supplementing with creatine, your brain will fire faster. And look, guys, I live in the real world. Listen, sometimes you don't get enough sleep. Sometimes you have to work 12-hour shifts when you're like, I'm a business owner. Sometimes I have to make my clients happy. I got to work for my clients, and I do very well. So it's like when I want to help my clients, sometimes I need to do late nights and stuff for paperwork. When that happens, I'm sleep deprived. Sleep deprivation kills the brain. But if you take creatine, how do I stack creatine? So I will take 3 to 5 grams of creatine 4 to 5 times a day, right? Yes, it will absolutely, Raider Joe, if you're not eating a couple pounds of red meat each day, at least a pound of red meat a day, and you're physically training yourself, calisthenics or weights, if you're physically exhausting yourself and you're mentally doing things to where you're typing on a computer or you're doing like I do, contracting and reading and using your brain power for output, that's your phosphate energy system. You will not have enough phosphate to get your body consistently going. If you're sleep deprived or you're under stress, creatine will help buffer that. It has been shown. Can you show me what that is? Thumbs up. Yep. Absolutely. I'm telling you guys, reduce alcohol, reduce smoking. I would say to 0, but less than what you were doing is better. A lot of water, okay? Caffeine from coffee is a neurotransmitter. It's been shown. And I will say this, if you like to smoke and you want to smoke because of the nicotine, then this is what you do. Exactly. Catabolic, exactly. But here's what's interesting. Nicotine in isolation, not in a cigarette, nicotine in isolation, like in a little pack that you stick under your tongue, nicotine has been shown to help the brain fire faster. So nicotine in itself, if you can get nicotine from like I wouldn't say vape pen because it's got chemicals in it. I don't use it, but I know friends do, and I've read the research. You gotta remember, I did go to school, right? I read stuff. Nicotine pouches in isolation with no other ingredients are a neurotransmitter. It helps your brain fire. Think about it. Albert Einstein smoked a tobacco pipe, pure tobacco. Now, the smoke from tobacco is arguably not good for your lungs, but it's the carcinogens in cigarettes that are bad for you. The pure tobacco, the pure nicotine will actually help your brain fire faster. Just something to think about. Hello, I heard that. And I do laps during those 40 minutes. What do? He does swimming 40 minutes every day and walking 20 minutes a day for a natural workout. That's great. Keep the body moving. Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The room closet ending was my favorite. What are you talking about? Sometimes I forget. So here, be brave. Here's the thing. If you use cannabis and you think it helps you, by all means, I have friends that use it. I used to smoke a lot. I got stronger when I stopped using cannabis. That was me. I got stronger when I stopped smoking and drinking completely and started instead putting good stuff in my body like water, electrolytes, amino acids, good food, and I still use caffeine. And I have never had more energy for the amount of work that I do. Now, I know I'm on live stream right now, but guys, I want to stress this. I go on the live stream through therapy for you guys to build a community, and this gives me energy. Yeah, it does depend on the person. Absolutely. I am not God. I am not saying, hello, gosh, I am the God of the universe. This is what you must do in order to make it successful. No, I'm not stupid, right? But I'm telling you, in my experience, I've been around a lot of friends. Same clothes on today? No, well, you got to think. This just came out of the dryer. I mean, I like this tank top, man. I paid $2 for this tank top at a Goodwill. And that's another thing, guys. I'm telling you, from a financial standpoint, Don't buy brand new clothes. Don't buy brand new cars unless you just want to. But if you're not getting tax advantages off that stuff, put that money in an index fund and grow that money. Typically the guys that are always dressed to impress and have the big cars, most of the times they're using that as a marketing plot to convince you that they have money because they spent all their money on that to take a risk. Don't fall for that bullshit, guys. Nah, man, listen to what I talk about. Listen to the words, listen to the stuff. And I'm not even using Chat GPT. I'm using my brain that I've accumulated knowledge over almost 40 years on this earth. Now look, everybody's different. And I'm not saying not to look presentable. I go into clients' houses and I sell stuff, right? I do insurance, right? I have my own company. So I look professional when I go talk to people, but if I'm not in a business setting, then I'm wearing tank top, shorts, half the time no shorts. Skynet. Oh my goodness. By the way, you do guys realize that earlier this year, AI became self-duplicatable. So AI can now duplicate itself, which is very scary. It can now duplicate itself in a way that we cannot keep up with. So it's already started. So just keep that in mind and try to stay as positive as possible amongst that chaos. Freaky AI. Yeah. You can call me Mukund. Mukund. Akuna Matata. You remind me of Akuna Matata. I love AI. So here's the thing. AI has ruined the market for live stream facts. Is it? So y'all guys would rather talk to AI than talk to Coach Chris? Man, I just don't know, man. You guys would rather talk to the AI than talk to me? AI is not going to interact like I am. Mukund. What is this? Do you think masturbation... Okay, this is John Fritz. I'm going to show this. John Fritz, this is actually an interesting conversation. Do you think masturbation is not, as an everyday habit, kills off your essential energy? Oh my goodness. Oh, John. See, you'd rather talk to Coach Chris. But little did you know that I am the origin of all the artificial intelligence, my friends. Secret's out. No. On a serious note, John, here's a book you should read. I'm not saying, look, Semen Retention Manuscripts. It's a very interesting book. Semen Retention Manuscript, okay? John, this is my honest opinion. Nikola Tesla, who I have right here. I don't know if you know who Nikola Tesla is, but I have Nikola Tesla's Colorado Spring notes. I've got all the notes from Nikola Tesla and how he created his coils. On top of that, I also have Nikola Tesla, the life of him. I'm very fascinated with this man, right? So what I have noticed is the greatest minds in history, guys, the greatest minds in history have conserved their sexual energy, right? So when John asks me, what do we see here? Welcome back, Johnny. You're very odd. Yes, I am just who I am, and you either like me or you hate me. The difference between me and other people, brother, is I'm just not scared to be myself. Think about that. I think it's odd for people to put on a mask and pretend to be other people, but we can agree to disagree on that. Yep. Hello, Mukun. So I got a lot of stuff. Back to the Basics, Survival Guide, all sorts of stuff. Western literature. And of course, one of the greatest documents ever written, the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. Good things to read. Good things to read, right? Now, I believe firsthand, and try this, guys. If you've never done this, I want you guys to try this, okay? I want you to take 30 days of your life. Do not drink, do not smoke, and do not masturbate. Do not look at porn. Do not do that for 30 days and watch how your energy changes. I truly believe that in the world that we live in, where everything is hypersexualized, it is an attempt to make men weaker and women empowered, because in societies where sexuality and women are worshiped instead of the strong protective nature of good men, that is when societies collapse. It's always happened throughout history. And a man or woman that can control what they eat, what they say, and their sexual urges, 99% of your problems in life are solved. Right? Such a shelf, I shudder. John Maxwell. Good quote. Yep. Now, you do have to protect yourself and not expose. Look, if you know stuff, you don't want to tell bad people good things. You don't want to make people with malicious intent smarter. So you do have to kind of watch out. Sometimes I just pretend to be an idiot when I'm in public. I'll just talk like this and say, man, that don't make no sense. Wow, that's crazy. And I'll pretend to be an idiot. And I pretend to be an idiot to let people take advantage of me. And then I know who I can trust and who I can't. I have the ability to manipulate my personality if I choose to do so. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a skill I developed as a self-defense mechanism growing up. So learn when to say things and when not to. But remember a quote by Thomas Jefferson. In the midst of chaos, the best thing a man can do is to do the right thing. The second best thing a man can do is to do the wrong thing. The worst option is to do nothing. Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt. Yep. Well, I think that there's not more people that are gay in America than other places. I just think that that is the propaganda machine is putting out information because they have an agenda and a bias. I think there's always been people who seem to be gay throughout society, and I don't care if someone's gay or not. Me, I'm not into that. I think that's kind of weird. I just can't see how a man could be attracted to another man. That's just weird to me. But that's okay. But it's being shown so much that people think it's happening more often. It reminds me of the time there was an article back in 2019 when they were talking about there were 200 shark attacks on the coast of Florida, right? But people started freaking out, but they didn't realize 200 shark attacks was about 400% lower than the amount of shark attacks averaged per year. So even though the amount of shark attacks on a yearly basis was way down, the fact that people knew about it more often was a twisted interpretation of the truth. And the social media machine has a habit of doing that for viewership. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yes. So it's overshown to each their own. Yeah, I don't care. Look, if someone treats me well and they're respectful, I don't care if they're gay or not. Just for me, it doesn't make sense. I just the way I'm wired, I'm like, that's kind of strange. But there's so few people in the world that are good, strong, moral people that when you find someone like that, let them be them. You know, my favorite are the conservative gays, because the gays that were once liberal that realized how stupid that is and they become conservative, they're the best. You don't make sense to me. Okay, cool. One of your blades is about to fall off. Yeah, I don't think so. Yes, John Fizz, absolutely. If you want more energy, more vitality, if you want a stronger presence, stop masturbating. Hold that energy. That semen that your body's producing will be reabsorbed into your body, and that energy will be redistributed, and a lot of times it goes to your brain. Think about in nature. When a salmon swims upstream to ejaculate, he usually dies. Almost every creature in nature, for the most part, when they ejaculate, a lot of times they die. So you releasing that energy is something that if you're always releasing that energy and you're not procreating, you're wasting a lot of your body's essence. And the quicker you can hold on to that essence, the better you will be. Who? Me? All right, guys, just so you know, we are coming to the end of this. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, yeah, lots of science. Well, there's lots of evidence in nature. And here's a good book to read, guys. Read the Semen Retention Manuscript, right? It's just common sense. If you haven't seen how it's common sense, you need to do some studying. Try it. Let me ask you this. Ask yourself this question. Do you have energy? Do you have more energy than you know what to do with? Do you sleep well? Are people attracted to you? Do people come over? Do they engage with you? Are you strong? Can you lift weight into the gym? Do you have do you have these characteristics? And if you don't, ask yourself, how often are you masturbating? Right? Then go on a 30, 60, 90 days and don't drink, don't smoke, don't engage in masturbation, and then watch how your energy goes up. Just try it. What do you have to lose? Next topic. As a man, I try to stop thinking things that make me feel weak. Being drunk, smoking, watching porn. Yeah, Dog 95, best decision you'll ever make, right? Get you a calendar out and put day 1, day 2, day 3. Every day say day 4 and mark it. And in 1 year, watch the difference in your life. Great flag. Do you think our founding fathers ever thought we'd have the KKK as our president? I am going to say Donald Trump, and you can hate me if you want to. He was the best president for this time, and he's doing a wonderful job. We can agree to disagree. The difference between a lot of you guys and me is you can have your political opinion, and it doesn't really affect me. But if my political opinion affects you and your well-being, you may want to check yourself because your life's going to be really hard in the future. Just so you know. Yep, everyone has room to grow. No, Brendan. Brendan. Repeat after me. It's not I can't. It's not impossible. You say, I haven't yet. The biggest thing. Yep, Kyle. I love that. No, Albertson. I see you in the chat. So you get rid of the booze, you get rid of the cigs, but you're not getting rid of it, not avoiding it, right? You're substituting it with a better habit. So instead of drinking and smoking, go to the gym. You never get rid of a habit. You replace it with a better habit. Get out of the mindset of saying, I'm not an addict. What you do is, you replace the destructive activity with a constructive activity. Instead of drinking, go read a book. Then you'll get addicted to reading a book. Instead of smoking, go to the gym. Then you'll be addicted to go to the gym. Get into sales, build a business. Now, when it comes to men, typically struggle with the visuals of women and all that kind of way we're programmed. We're visually based. So what you have to do is you have to find something that's more important to you than yourself and use that as inspiration. Think of your future self. Think about, where do I want to be in 10 years? Is what I'm doing right now going to help me become the best version of myself in the future? And if your future self and your future version of yourself is stronger and you want to be successful, that will help you push through that. You got to conquer it, man. It's not easy. It's simple, but not easy. Thanks for that. There's somebody out in the world right now that would kill and would do nothing better than to be in your shoes. Some people don't have legs. Some people can't go train. Some people were born in a situation where it was so hard, they haven't had that breakthrough. The very fact that you're born, right? Hey, yes, CDawg95, I do my best. Remember, and I'm going to be leaving here soon because I got to go to the gym and get some work done. The tree who ascends to the highest levels in heaven has the deepest roots in hell. The only difference between me and somebody else is maybe I have a little bit more empathy. Maybe I've experienced enough pain and torment in this world in so many different ways that empathy has allowed me to empathize more with you. And through that empathetic experience, hopefully we can grow together because we're all living on this planet together. Start by making your bed. Kyle, absolutely. Start by making your bed, because even if you've had the worst day in your life and nothing worked out, you got your ass kicked, sales didn't go through, you get to come home and at least you got a fresh bed made so you can go to sleep. The biggest enemy of man is himself. Absolutely, Kyle. I don't believe in God or heaven or hell, but I will emotionally... Yeah, that's okay. Look, you ain't got to believe in God or heaven or hell. That's up to you. But I'm using the hell and heaven example as a metaphor because I think most people can see it as a metaphor. Look, your own spiritual belief in God is up to you. I'm not going to push any religion or anything on this channel, but I will say this. It seems to me that having a creator seems to make the most sense. But I'm not God. I don't pretend to understand things. I'm not going to waste my energy on things that I can't understand. I'm going to focus on what I can do right now, because here's the last thing, and I'm going to get ready to go. If you always focus on the past, you're going to be depressed. If you always focus on the future, you're going to be so anxious. So all you can do is focus on the present. Focusing on the present is going to be the best thing that you can do at that time. And on that note, guys, meditation, absolutely. Meditate outside your house, outside in the sun. Go into nature, get some sunlight, and meditate. Yeah, I'm not going to judge you, brother. Why would I judge you? Judging people is for low IQ, ignorant, socialist, and fascist. If someone judges you, I mean, maybe somebody wants, sometimes people ignorantly judge and they don't realize what they're doing. But if someone's always judging you, you don't need to be around those people. Those are people you need to avoid. Trust me on that. Oh, you're a girl? That's okay. I am in Georgia. I'm in the Southeast. Hello again, Shashi. All right, guys, I have got to go. I've enjoyed the talk, but now, yep, this is your, well, we're not technically a democracy. We're a democratic republic or a constitutional republic. But yes, we should protect it. I got to go back and get my contracts. 1776. Keep in mind, if you're new in the chat, like, comment, subscribe, put notifications bell. Look out for my polls. Go into my polls and say, I want to talk about this. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. Health, wellness, nutrition, mindset, entrepreneurship, business, how to become better, how to get sober. What is to come into the future? You give me these topics to talk about and we will talk about them. As a man, I respect you. I appreciate that. You're very welcome, demigod. Kyle, let this man cook! All right, guys, on the way out. Rock me like a hurricane! Sometimes you just got to scream to get that energy going, baby. All right, biggest love to all you guys. Stay good.